Hey guys, thanks for tuning in and checking out this video. Man, listen, got a pretty funny story for you guys today. So, this story takes place at the Soul Train Awards. Yeah, there was a 2000 Soul Train Awards because I was a sophomore in college. And during the off season, when I wasn't playing ball, I used to work security jobs to make some money. I'm a college student. So I would work security jobs at these different venues through this one staffing agency. It's like one of the biggest staffing agencies. I believe it's called a CSC. At least that's what it was called back then. I don't know what it's called now. But anyway, they had all these contracts with all these different venues. And they had, at the time, these award shows before the Kodak Theater opened. They used to do a lot of these shows at this place called the Shrine Auditorium. And so I remember this night vividly. Matter of fact, because it was the night that Mary J. Blige and DMX won I think they won the Sammy Davis Jr. Award or something like that. But it was also the night that Prince and Whitney Houston received Artist of the Decade awards. Man, listen. So check out the stories I'm about to tell you. So before I get into the stories, I just want to give you guys a quick history of what the Soul Train Awards were. I mean, I don't know if it's still around. I'm not abreast on award shows and things of that nature. I don't really keep up with that kind of stuff anymore. But the Soul Train Awards, is basically where black artists, music artists, were recognized for their contributions to, the music industry. And, it was a good time, man. This was 2000, so, you had Cisco running around there in a fur coat, talking about Enter the Dragon or Return of the Dragon or whatever he was talking about. Shamar Moore, he used to run around there because Shamar Moore actually used to host the Soul Train show that came on the weekends. And, Shamar Moore is running around there like he did all the time. Well, I mean, I don't know if he still does it, but, he's running around there all the time with his shirt half open. That's when we had a boom of female R&B groups and singing groups. We had male singing groups. Everybody was doing their thing. It was a good time. But so, all right, I'm gonna start off with the Whitney Houston story first. Keep in mind, all this happened in the same night. So I used to work backstage with one of my former teammates, JJ, one of my college teammates. We were big brothers. They would always put us backstage, but we were both 6'3", 270, 80 pounds. So they would always put us backstage for whatever reason. I guess intimidation factor. I don't know. And also, we were not starstruck like a lot of the other workers. So this particular night, Whitney Houston, she had won her Artist of the Decade award. So she was up to present Mary J. Blige with the Sammy Davis Jr. award. So, all right. So JJ and I are backstage. The producers are spazzing out. They're all this chaos going on because they're rushing and everybody's snapping their fingers where's Whitney? Where's Whitney? They're going crazy because, like I said, she's up to present the award. And all of a sudden, this lady, this black lady, she's hella yoked up with braids. I'll never forget it. She had on a pantsuit. She comes around the corner. And I mean, her voice was deeper than mine. She comes around the corner. And this was the first time I had ever heard the term cake from makeup. I never heard that before. So the lady comes around the corner, hella, aggressive. Whitney coming. She in the dressing room. She had to get the cake off her face. I ain't gonna lie. I was low-key intimidated because she came around that mug meaning business. And so all of a sudden, Bobby Brown comes around the corner. And he had Bobby Christina in his arms. She's a little toddler. You know what I mean? She's a little toddler, little baby at the time. He comes around the corner. And all of a sudden, Whitney walks up. Now, Whitney had on a pantsuit. I think it was a brown pantsuit. And she had her right hand inside her lapel, covering her heart, Like just, like you see like you seen like the cool, D-boys do back in the day, how they used to just stroll around the hood. Like she really had that swag, like she was walking like that, right? And she comes around the corner and she was like hella like calm and cool. And, it's Whitney Houston. I grew up watching her on TV. We used to clean the house to her music. So, she did to me, she had this regal essence about her. So anyway, Whitney comes around the corner, right? And she's like, yo, tell Don Cornelius to chill. I ain't Flojo around this motherfucker. Bruh. Me and JJ busted up laughing. We couldn't even keep it in because it was cold and it was funny. And the way she said it. And of course, like I said, I looked at, Whitney Houston, even though I didn't know her personally. I looked at her in like this regal light, so to speak, because that's how the media, they portrayed her on TV and all that stuff. But yeah, man, that shit was hella funny. To me, it was hella funny, man. And she, like I said, she just came around the corner hella cool and smooth with it, like, yeah, tell Don Cornelius to chill. I'm not Flojo around this motherfucker. So about 15 minutes later, and I'm actually doing my job. You know what I mean? Because I'm taking it serious, because this is how I, for the most part, during that time in my life, that's how I ate. You know what I'm saying? That's how I put gas in my car and things of that nature. Anyway, JJ, he was the type that be pointing out stuff. He was always paying attention. He'd be like, oh, look, there's Aaliyah. There's Timberland. There's Genuine, Missy. And so he like nudges me really hard. And he was like, yo, check her out. And I look, and all we saw at the time, we saw like a back profile of this person. And, they walked like they had this really just regal, I guess, like just a walk that like they were gliding across the floor. And we looking like, dang, and he's like, who is that? She bad. I mean, because the hair was done, the nails were done, and the body was on point. And all of a sudden, this person turns around, and it was Prince, y'all. Oh my God. You cannot make this up, man. You cannot make this up. It was Prince. And so I remember Jamie Foxx had came out with this special years later called I Might Need Security, and he did the whole Prince joke. Man, listen, I laughed so hard during that segment because that was funny to me, because I was just like, bruh, and I remember me and JJ looking at each other, and I said, bro, if you don't tell, I won't tell. Well, I guess I broke that out because I'm telling all of y'all. But yo, real talk, man. Rest in peace to the music icons, Whitney Houston and Prince. I mean, that was a pretty fun night though. But I just had to share that story with you guys.
I know you think I'm gay. I'm just saying, I challenge any dude in here not to look in his eyes and feel some kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because he was pretty. He looked like a deer or something, or a fawn. I was like, I shouldn't even be telling you this shit. And then he started talking with that shit. So what's happening? None players, shit. So, how's everything going? It's cool, I heard you and LL got into it. Yeah, some bullshit. What do you think Jesus would have done in that situation? I don't know, knuckle up. I don't know. Shit.